Are you thinking about making a move to Greensboro, North Carolina, and you want to know which is better, Greensboro or Charlotte? Well, today you're going to want to check out this video. My name is Meredith Parsons. I'm a realtor. I live here and love it here. I want you to move here and love it here as much as I do. And if you could do this, it would be so awesome. If you could like, subscribe, and turn on notifications, because each week I'm going to be taking you on a little tour, a little adventure of all things Greensboro Triad, and maybe Charlotte, and I wouldn't want you to miss out. You ready to go check out which is better, Greensboro or Charlotte? Let's go. Okay, so we're going to be going over 10 differences and possible similarities between Greensboro and Charlotte. So Charlotte is a much bigger city than Greensboro. Charlotte is about 900,000 people, roughly, so it's about 3 times the size of Greensboro. It is the 15th largest city in the entire US, and it is by far the largest city in North Carolina as a whole. Greensboro only has a population of 300,000, so it's much smaller, much quieter, obviously, because there's less people. So too, economics. It's a much different feel of each city in terms of the econ with it. So Charlotte is more of a banking hub. Downtown is far bigger, and there's a lot of like Fortune 500 and like the banking hubs for like Bank of America, for example. Whereas Greensboro's more transportation, it's more logistics. We have Honda Jet here. We have Boom Jet that's coming, and that is projected to be built here. The median income of people that live in Charlotte is $68,000, and the median income of people that live in Greensboro is $47,000. So it's a much bigger difference between Charlotte and Greensboro. Education-wise, Charlotte has the University of North Carolina at Charlotte. You've got Davidson nearby, you've got Queens College, you've got local smaller colleges and community colleges, which is the same really for Greensboro. Greensboro has 5 colleges here just in the town in the city of Greensboro. You've got UNC Greensboro, you've got Bennett College, North Carolina A&T, Guilford College, and I'm forgetting one, Greensboro College. Number 4 is the cost of living. Charlotte has a much higher cost of living than they do here in Greensboro. It's just gonna cost more. The average house in everything, both in housing and groceries, gas, taxes, that sort of thing. So the average house price in Charlotte is $468,000, whereas the average house price in Greensboro is only $268,000. So it's a huge difference of what you can afford housing-wise in terms of what you're gonna get, like more bang for your buck here than you are gonna be in Charlotte. Number 5 is transportation. Charlotte is a huge city on top of it that has like a major infrastructure of like working there. So they have a whole bus system, they have a link system, which is sort of like a metro, but it's really just for downtown. So it's not like DC where it's gonna take you way out of the city all the way up to almost Baltimore. It's just for really the downtown area. But I will say their airport is far better than ours. It's huge. It flies everywhere. But the problem is you're going to be sitting in traffic to get to it. So Greensboro, we do have buses. We do have the little hopper trolley for downtown, which is super cute and I love. But we do have the train system that will connect from Greensboro to Charlotte or to Raleigh. Number 6 is shopping. Charlotte has South Park, which is a huge premier mall. It's got luxury shopping there. Insane, like premier. It's amazing, right? If you want to go spend some money, go down there because you will definitely do that. Greensboro, we have Friendly Center. It's on a much smaller scale. It's not like luxury shopping at its finest, even though we have some really nice stores here at Friendly Center. But shopping, like comparatively, we have local boutiques and stores that I think are amazing. Number 7 is outdoor spaces. So Charlotte is close to Uwharrie National Park. It's close to Pisgah National Park. And I would say within like 30 minutes to maybe an hour. And so you've got those big parks. And but what I feel like Greensboro more has to offer is we have local things. Like we have local hiking trails and biking trails that I feel like Charlotte doesn't have because it's such a bigger city and you're like living in a city that they don't really have that. I mean, they have parks and they have hiking, but not like what we have. Let's tie in water sports to this because it is an outdoor recreational type thing. Charlotte does have a lot of lakes around it, and Lake Norman is by far the biggest lake in the state of North Carolina. And a lot of people travel there for the weekend to do a lot of lake life things like boating and that sort of thing. And so that's something that they do have. So Lake Norman is huge and it is close by, like 25 minutes. But then also right smack dab in the middle between Greensboro and Charlotte, you've got Lake Baden and you've got High Rock Lake. So those are two lakes that are equidistant apart from Charlotte and Greensboro in terms of green space or like water sports. And then also what we have here is Blues Creek Lake, which it's not really a lake. I mean, it is, but it's more of like a reservoir. It's on a much smaller scale. It's like 3,000 acres. So it is smaller, but that's close by. So is Lake McIntosh. And then you can hop on up to Smith Mountain Lake, which is like an hour and a half away. Number 8, sports and entertainment. So I feel like this one's gonna be a major difference between the two cities. So Charlotte has 3 professional teams. You've got the Carolina Panthers that are right downtown in Charlotte, which is obviously a huge experience to go and have. You have the Charlotte Swarm, which is the professional basketball team. And then they have the Charlotte FC, which is a professional soccer team. It's their football club. That was just started recently within the last couple of years. So that's something that they have to offer. Whereas Greensboro has the Greensboro Swarm, which is a minor league basketball team. And then we have the Greensboro Grasshoppers, which is super fun for the kiddos to go and do, and family and single people or whoever wants to go. It's a great experience with the fireworks on the weekends. That's also a minor baseball team that we have here. And then we have like the local sporting from the local colleges that are here. Number 9, the food scene. Charlotte, in my opinion, because it's a bigger city, it's very cosmopolitan. You're gonna have like expensive, unique cuisines and a variety of food there, where I feel like Greensboro is more of like comfort food and southern food and barbecue, and then local, just not traditional, but like restaurants that have like a history steeped in like tradition. And number 10 is the arts and culture. So Charlotte, again, it's a huge city. They have the Mint Museum and then the Blumenthal Performing Arts. Whereas Greensboro, we have the Stephen Tanger Center, which has been amazing. They've got concerts there, they have shows. Really highly recommend it. We have season tickets to the off-Broadway shows. We have a ton of local theaters close by. And then our museums, we've got the Civil Rights Museum that people travel from all over the place to come and see that. The Greensboro Museum, the Weatherspoon Art Museum. We just have a lot of museums and a lot of culture here that if that's your jam, which I love, we have that. So I think that's something that we can compete with, and I kind of feel like we do a better job with that, but maybe that's just me and we've got the history here. So Greensboro and Charlotte, they're 2 different like animals. I don't think it's really super easy to compare the 2 because you really aren't comparing apples to apples. They're very, very different. I think that Charlotte is a big, booming, bustling town, which is great if that's what you want. If you want more people and more traffic and your major league sports and perhaps better shopping, then that's great. But if you want like a smaller scale, more homey feeling town that still has everything you could possibly want, then maybe Greensboro is like the perfect place for you. So I truly love it here. I'm happy here. And I think it's got everything that you could need within traffic. So I appreciate you sticking to the end. I hope you learned all that you wanted to learn about Greensboro or Charlotte. If you've got any questions or you want any topics for me to discuss, put them in the comments below. I appreciate you, and I'll see you next time. Bye.